Welcome back to Arcadia Fallen. In the last episode, Victoria actually asked us to help her, and that was, I think, the single biggest shock of the game so far. Anyway, then we went looking for Anne, and we got as far as looking for Anne. So, your search for Anne takes you to Quinn's shop, and the florist gives you a friendly smile as you enter.
Hey there, you two.
Artemis, Mime,
Welcome back.
Anne mentioned you would be dropping by. She's in the back, just be careful when you step in there, okay?
Right.
That sounds kinda ominous. Anne moved in? I take it Anne has made herself at home? We've rearranged one of the storerooms so she can use it as her workshop while she's here. She's done an impressive job, but I tend to get a bit nervous around tinker magic. Too many sparks and moving parts. Anyway, you should go take a look for yourself.
Let's go!
Right. Excuse us. Curiosity and dread settle in your stomach as you make it out to the back and enter what was a storeroom, now transformed into a makeshift workshop. Weird bits and pieces of tools and gadgets are scattered about everywhere, and a huge stack of books is towering ominously in the corner. In the middle of it all, scribbling away, sits Anne, not looking up from her notes even as you enter.
Ah, you two. Glad you could make it. Happy to help.
You just have to say the word Anne, and I will rush to your side. I'm glad you're as excited about these experiments as me. She closes her notes with a snap and hops over to you, eyes glinting with anticipation.
Let me have a look at that locket.
Say please? So demanding. Haven't you ever heard of saying please? Could you please hand me the locket? I'm eager to get started on this. Well, since you asked so nicely. You hand the locket to Anne, who makes a muffled sound of excitement as she looks it over, forgetting all about you and Mime as she rushes over to her desk. Anne brings out some different tools and begins poking and prodding away at the locket. She's so deeply focused she doesn't seem to register you at all. This looks like it might take a while. Should we sit down? You find an empty space somewhere on the floor and sit down to wait. Mime makes a game out of stacking books for a while before she dozes off against the pile, leaving you to watch Anne in silence. Her face is scrunched up cutely in thought, and you notice she taps her foot lightly when she writes, but stops when she falls even deeper into thought. When she tinkers with the locket, her hands move swiftly and efficiently. It's almost uncanny just how precisely she moves. Maybe that's what tinker magic looks like.
I'm a genius.
After what must have been almost an hour of silence, the mage finally puts down her tools, stretching her arms above her head with a grin.
Okay, I think I've got it. Huh?
What? We got what? Huh? Mime awakes with a start, blushing as she rubs the sleep from her eyes. What have you got?
That's great.
That's amazing. What exactly have you got?
So...
This is indeed a spirit locket similar to the ones used in the past. No one uses them anymore since they run on the energy of spirits, which is taboo.
Oh.
Also, there kinda aren't a lot of us left. The demons you've collected aren't as much sealed away as they are simply absorbed into the locket's power source. This means every demon you collect has in fact added to the total power of the locket. Quite fascinating. So I'm using the demons as fuel?
That's awful.
Wait, so I'm using these demons as some kind of fuel? I'm not really sure how I feel about that. Yeah, I mean, sure those guys were kinda mean, but that still feels... wrong.
Actually...
As far as I can see, you haven't actually tapped into the locket's potential yet. You have been using a completely different power source. She looks to Mime, who blinks, pointing to herself.
Huh?
What? Oh, yes, me. I suppose I have been the one helping you, since we've always felt that glowy connection when we sealed one of those bad guys away.
Fascinating.
You have been using your magic to help Artemis all this time, yet you do not feel yourself weakening?
No way.
Well, no. I feel completely fine. Anne taps her chin with her pen before noting down a few more things in her book.
So,
Spirit alchemy is already a known school of the arcane, so I will not learn anything new, poking my nose down that trail. The fact that you have to rely on another scarce power source that will deplete over time isn't fixing anything, just creating a new dependency. No, the interesting aspect of this still remains you, Mime.
whoa.
Me?
Actually,
My theory is that since you two are soul-bound and not connected through the locket, the energy you channel from Mime isn't draining her. Of course, if you were to do something very challenging, I'm sure you would both be able to feel the strain, but you would recover, just as a mage recovers from after having used their powers.
this is amazing.
In short, your connection has given Artemis the same magical potential a mage possesses. I'm a mage? Kind of? I'm a mage? Does that mean I can cast spells as well? I suppose with the right training, you would be able to use magic much like mages do. Using the locket as a focus, of course, but that's just a theory.
Yikes!
We really have to find a way for us two to get unbound again.
You do realize.
Well, I wouldn't recommend that now, since we still need you two to be connected to seal away the demons we'll undoubtedly come across. Spirit magic, soul binding, creating mages. These all scream taboo, but I must admit, finding a way to equip non-mages with magical potential would really change how we all think about magic.
If magical items didn't need a power source, but people themselves could just power them on their own. Such a discovery, even if not put into practice, would be quite an achievement. Enough to grant me my title for sure.
Someone is going to abuse this. While in theory I could see this being a solution, there's no way someone isn't going to abuse this. I just provide the research that says it's possible. What humanity decides to do with this knowledge is not my problem. I mean, it kind of is, though. If you make people realize they can do something that otherwise wouldn't have happened, then it's kind of your fault what they do with it. Like, you aren't to blame for someone using your discovery irresponsibly, but you are responsible for making that discovery in the first place. So you can't just dismiss your responsibility like that. Sounds to me like you're just making excuses because you don't want to admit anything bad might come out of this. Is your professor title worth that much to you?
I can't believe this.
You have no idea what that title means to me. You don't know me or what I've been through to get this far. If I don't claim this discovery, someone else will eventually, so I'm not going to hold myself back just because the rest of humanity is a bunch of morons. She hands you back your locket. That's all I wanted to research for today. Thank you for your cooperation. I'll be calling upon you again when I need to learn more. I think that's our cue to go. You and Mime leave. On your way out, you notice Anne returning to her little mountain of books, massaging her arms with a pained expression.
But tell me, Anne, what was life like at the Academy?
Why do you ask? I thought you were confident the Academy was a horrible mage prison.
Yes. But that doesn't mean I know how you felt growing up there. I thought your perspective would be valuable to consider.
That's rather pragmatic of you. Very well, I'll bite. The Academy is a wonderful place. A safe haven for mages to study and research without fear of the ignorant masses who wish us harm. Everything's in perfect balance, just like Izith intended. Does that answer your question?
It certainly confirms that they brainwashed the lot of you. That's for sure.
That's it. I'm done talking to you.
Okay, so we can go check in with... We should go check in with the guy who I actually haven't talked to before. Caden. Kaiden? I can't remember how he said his name. You can't find him anywhere in the shop. Instead, you run into Elizabeth near the storage room, looking troubled.
Welcome back.
Ah, Artemis, there you are. Do you have a moment? I just forced our newest guest back to bed so he could rest properly. He was exhausted, even if he hit it well. It's clear his stay at Goldner's was far from pleasant, and his run-in with Ronan wasn't much better. I have the recipe ready for a potion that might help him recover faster. Can you be a dear and go make it for me and then give it to him? Of course.
I'll do it.
Right away.
Thank you, dear.
I've written down the recipe here. Oh, I just need that healing potion again. I was pretty good at that. Put you there. And this doesn't spin the way I thought. No, it totally does. Make it
I'm proud of you, dear.
perfect healing potion. I made a potion for Caden. You enter the storage room that's been hastily rearranged into an extra guest room. There are no windows and the walls are lined with shelves. It's easy to make out the glowing lines of Caden's arms in the dark. The cot he's sleeping in is a far cry from a proper bed, but by the look of how he's snoring away quietly, it's miles better than whatever conditions Goldner was keeping him in. Oh, I want to talk to him, but I also don't want to wake him up because he needs his sleep. You know what? Bye-bye for now. I'll try to decide between episodes which one feels more correct to do, because I want to know more about him, because we just met him, and I also don't want to keep him from sleep. So, yeah, bye-bye.